Hi guys, and welcome to a new reading vlog. In this video, I'm gonna be reading my library TBR. I currently only have one book that I'm borrowing from the library, but I have a bunch of books that I have already put on hold, so they're gonna be coming in the next week or two. So the book that I'm currently reading is Long Live Evil. I'm about 36% into this book right now. If you watch anime or if you read manga or webtoon, then I think you know what I mean when I say this is an isekai novel. So the main female character, her name is Rei, and she's currently going through a hard time. She's going through treatment for cancer and things are not going very well for her. Her younger sister has this favorite fantasy series that she introduced to Rei, and low-key it also became Rei's favorite fantasy series. Some things happen, I don't want to spoil, but the female main character Rei, she is given a chance for a second life by entering the world of this fantasy series novels. So she enters the world and then she wakes up as one of the villainous characters in the novel. But she wasn't discouraged by this. Instead, she starts to assemble all the other villains, and then she also tries to change their ill-fated future. So my thoughts on this book so far, I feel like at points I'm really enjoying the story, but at other points I'm kind of lost and confused. So I will say the story is a little bit messy, kind of all over the place. I also have some difficulty grasping some of the characters, what are their motivations. I don't know what kind of character or role they're supposed to play in the story. I do like Rei's chemistry with the bodyguard kind of character. Honestly, their relationship is the only reason that I want to continue reading this book. So I'm gonna keep reading and then I will come back and let you guys know more on my thoughts and feelings on this book. Hi guys, it's currently Saturday morning. I have my hoodie on right now because my hair is so gross. I'm still in bed and I have been reading Hemlock and Silver. So I had to hit pause on reading Long Live Evil because I only have 7 days to finish Hemlock and Silver. It's that skip the line kind of thing, so it gave me a shorter time to finish the book. So in Hemlock and Silver, we're following this woman. She's in her mid-30s. Her name is Anja or Anya. I think I'm gonna pronounce it as Anya. So Anya is a healer, but specifically she studies poison. The king in their country, he heard Anya's father mentioning, his daughter Anya being kind of obsessed with studying poison. And the king's daughter, Snow, she's currently very, very ill. And the king believes that Snow is being poisoned. So the king goes to Anya and he asks Anya to help and possibly find out what's wrong with Snow and maybe be able to cure Snow. Anya is kind of hesitant to leave the comfort of her home, and also because the king has already asked several other healers to treat Snow and they were not able to find out what's wrong with Snow. But because it is, the king's order, she supposed that she can't really say no, so she's like, okay. And there's other notable characters. There is a bodyguard, and there is also this like magical cat that appears. And I don't think this is a spoiler because it's mentioned in the summary of the book that Anya also discovers this like magic mirror, and there is like another world inside the mirror. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention, but this is a retelling of Snow White. So my initial thoughts about this book is that I feel like the female main character, Anya, she rambles a lot. She always has a lot of hypothetical questions in her head, which kind of like drags the story on and on. And I know it's supposed to be like her character, but it does take me out of the story a little bit. And then there is a little bit of romance, but the romance feels kind of not that interesting, like a little bit stale or dry. I don't know, I've read another book by Kingfisher. It's Torn Edge, and I also find that I couldn't really like get into the story. So I don't know, maybe I just don't really vibe with this author's writing. I don't think it's a bad book. I mean, the plot and story, it sounds interesting, but I just don't feel drawn into the story. Like, it doesn't make me feel excited to read this book. I am about 70% into this, so I will finish it today and then I will let you guys know my final thoughts on this book. Hi guys, it's now the afternoon. I did get up and have lunch and I had a shower, and now I'm back in bed. I'm on my woman day, so I'm feeling a little bit tired still, but I have made some hot tea and I have finished reading Hemlock and Silver, so let's discuss my final thoughts on that book. So the plot summary of the book sounds very interesting, but for some reason I just found that the story is just okay. Like I did mention that the female main character, she rambles a lot, and I think maybe some people would be okay with that because it makes her more like a relatable character. But for me, I found that to be a little bit too much. And this is a Snow White retelling, so I guess I was also kind of expecting a little bit more flowery, like fairy tale kind of writing, but I didn't get that from this book. But one thing I did really like is the cat in the story. And then the romance, I didn't mention, but the romance is also actually very insta-lovey. They pretty much only knew each other for a couple of days. So overall, I think I recommend this book if you just want something to pass the time. I do feel like this is a pretty fast read, but in my opinion, I just feel like I needed more from the story. So the next book that I just got from the library is The Summer War by Naomi Novik. This is a novella, so it's a little shorter. It's like 100 something pages. And what I know is that the female main character, she accidentally cursed her brother to live a life without love. So I'm guessing the book is gonna be her trying to break this curse. And there is also like a war going on, hence the title, The Summer War. I have read one book by Naomi Novik. I forgot the title, so I'll put the book here. And I enjoyed the writing in that book. It just felt like it dragged a little bit, like it got a bit too long towards the end. But overall, I like Naomi Novik's writing style, so I think I might enjoy this one. And then for Long Live Evil, I still have to finish that book. But because I took such a long break from reading that, I start to kind of lose my interest. And I think I mentioned that I find the story a little bit messy. So I thought it was an okay book, but it wasn't enough to like keep my interest. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue that book. We'll see, but I'm gonna focus more on finishing The Summer War first. So I will come back to let you guys know my probably initial and also final thoughts on The Summer War. Hi guys, it's Saturday morning and I have finished reading The Summer War by Naomi Novik. So let's discuss my thoughts on that book. So in The Summer War, there is this family. I believe the father is a duke and then he has 3 children. So our main character is the youngest daughter and then she has a middle brother and then the oldest brother. The main character, when she was young, she was hurt by her brother's decision or action. So she said some really bad things to purposely hurt her brother's feelings. But what she didn't know is that she has some magic powers. So the hurtful things that she said to her brother became like a curse. And now her eldest brother is cursed to never find love. The middle brother is a little bit like, I don't want to say unwanted child, but the child that gets the least attention from their father. Even the main character herself, she doesn't really give a lot of attention to him, but after their elder brother left, they kind of form a friendship and start to work together to kind of maintain their family work. And the middle brother also tries to help our main character to figure out, how to undo the curse. So the first part of the story, we get a lot of like intro to the characters, lore of the land, background of her father, and also about the war that happened. So the war is actually like in a standstill with these people called the summerlings, which they kind of remind me of like fae people. The second half of the story, we do get into more action, and that's the part that I quite enjoy. It was very interesting. I was definitely not expecting the story to turn out the way it did. Overall, I thought it was a good novella. It did leave me wanting. I feel a bit unsatisfied, like I wanted more, but I guess that's how it is with novellas. So I do recommend The Summer War if you just want a quick short fantasy read. So I'm going to end this reading vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me read some of my library books. And I appreciate you guys watching until the end. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I will see you guys next time.